I'm gonna cast over this point here, and again, I hope I remember all the drone shots. Whoa, 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 that was crazy. Well, how's it going, folks, and welcome back to Uncut. This is my favorite series on the channel because I get to just go fishing with the cameras recording, teaching you guys everything I learn and all the mistakes that I make. Nothing is cut out of this series. Now, I say that, then maybe speed ramps here or there, or if I gotta use the restroom, you know, there'll be a cut. But for the most part, I just get to experience fishing with you guys for a few hours here on YouTube. So I'm excited. Hopefully you are as well. Now, today we're on a beautiful lake called Maloof Lake. It's part of the private water fishing organization here in Texas. And if you're looking for a lake that's like pretty close to Dallas, I mean like 20-30 minutes south of Dallas, that has a whole bunch of fish you're gonna see in this video, this is the lake for you. And surprise, got a new angle today. So kind folks at Native sent over some accessories. And so we've got a Yak Attack pole back there, gonna have the camera there today as well as here in front of me. So that'll be cool. And I'm just excited. We're gonna catch fish. And in this Uncut, we have a special guest that I will switch to some of his catches, maybe as I'm kind of having a slower time period, and that is Mr. Justin Floyd. Mr. Yak Plug, as his social media was, but now he's big on TikTok for German short-haired pointer content. So if you like dogs, if you like, I think they're hunting dogs, pretty sure. I'll leave his information down below, but I've known him for a long time, not from TikTok. I've known him from the kayak industry because he works for Native and Bonafide, which is pretty cool. So we're gonna talk about conditions. I'm gonna, in a way, do this Uncut a little differently than I've done in the past. I'm going to kind of take a whole bunch of drone shots after I break apart this lake to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about and why I'm fishing certain ways and certain lures. I'm gonna grab my scissors here though, because the first thing I'm gonna do is talk about the conditions as I change topwater. So we have the end of the spawn here in Texas, and really with the weather we have, I mean, it's like 75 degrees, 80 degrees, and we have cloud cover and wind. So it really is a moving reaction bait type of day, but it's also a topwater day. So as much as I love a frog, this body of water doesn't have a whole lot of snodgrass and lily pads and cattails. And so I can afford to throw a topwater like a topwater walking bait. So this here is the Sexy Dog Hard Knock. And I was gonna put that in my mouth, and I realized I gotta put this box away. And I'm also gonna, you know what, be a good steward of my kayak and put the frog away. So I'm gonna rig up a topwater here real quick. And the first spot that I'm starting on is just around the corner from the ramp. And the reason is because I went down to the dam and I made a few casts, and because that's my favorite spot to start. You know, on small bodies of water, the dam often holds a lot of fish. It's just the deepest water, usually has some structure, some rock, and I didn't like the water clarity. So not to say that we're not gonna work our way down there eventually, because we will, but this time of the year, clear water is king. The fish wanna find the clearest water to spawn possible and protect their fry, all that kind of stuff. And so I'm gonna work my way up the body of water toward the shallower area, and especially because we have overcast conditions, I'm starting with a topwater, and a walking bait is my favorite topwater of all time. People ask me all the time what my favorite lure is. It's a topwater, but it is, I would say, it's a walking bait. Oh my goodness. Oh my gracious, we're gonna catch the bass today. I realize I've probably gotta adjust this camera a little bit. Hopefully that camera looks good. And you know what, now that I realize as I'm right-handed, this should probably be on that side. I don't know. I'm testing this whole thing out because y'all probably can't see a whole lot of what's going on. Yeah, I may switch the camera angle. Either way, I'm starting by casting at a shallow flat with some lay down trees, as you see here on the drone shot. And first thing I'm going to do is just really make kind of a collection of casts. I'm going to make some casts really shallow. I'm going to make some casts out to relatively deeper water until I get a bite that can clue me in on maybe where the rest of the fish are in this body of water. And one bite is luck, but two is a pattern. So we're gonna try to get ourselves 2 bites and figure out what's going on. And if we lose the cloud cover, I'm gonna lose the topwater. I will not be throwing topwater long after the sun is up. Just, you know, from the end of the spawn until fall. Most of the time, the afternoon is not a good, and the sunny time is not good for topwater. At least as far as I'm concerned where I live, which is the south for largemouth bass. I know that smallmouth especially are a lot different, but for my situation, not a whole lot of topwater fish to be caught when the sun is beating down, especially in shallow water. Come on now. Come on now. Okay, we have a little bit of grass that's kind of touching the top of the water, but it's not really a whole lot. Water is 73 degrees, so could there be bass on bed still? Yes, but I would assume in a body of water this small, a lot of the bass have already spawned. Some probably spawned early, maybe the full moon in March, and then we've got a full moon coming here in a few days in April. Oh goodness, I've got one. I've got one, baby. Oh wow, and that's seems to be a nice one. It was such a small, subtle bite, but I'm water skiing him in here. Come on now, get in here, yes sir. First fish of the day on the Sexy Dog. Love it. Got all 3 hooks in him. I guess 3 out of the 9 hooks in him. And that's what I like to see right there. Good start to the day. Not a huge one, but a beautiful fish. And yeah, after that first catch, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna move the camera. I'm not sure if I'm jiving with this angle. So I'm gonna move it. And if y'all like the original angle, then feel free to comment below. Matter of fact, I'll probably realize as I'm editing this video that I like that angle. But I'm gonna go ahead and move, I'm gonna move this thing. Hopefully I don't drop the camera in the water. Let's see about it. What are we thinking about? Oh, too angled. Much too angled. There we go. I think I like that. Gives y'all more of the angle of my hook set there. So we'll give that a shot. And you know what, since I've done that, I'm gonna go ahead and, y'all are seeing everything right now. I'm gonna go ahead and move this camera to the other side of my dang yak. New angles and new friends. Okay, so we got one fish and we got it on just kind of like the edge of the grass. I mean, the biggest thing I can tell you guys about fishing in the post-spawn summer, fall time when you have vegetation in your body of water is find the edge. Sometimes, yes, the flats will have fish. But most of the time, I'm talking from Texas to Minnesota to New York, if you find the edge, that's where you'll find the fish. Uh-oh, and we got a fish for Mr. Justin.
Let's go, baby. Oh, we got a new, that's a good fish. Sweet, that felt good. Man, as soon as it fell, right on the fall. We're all tied up, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking as soon as that thing hit the water, right on this little stump. Oh, don't hit it right now. Don't hit it right now.
So it looks like he's got his first fish on the jig, I think it is, on a laydown. Or I say a laydown, on a big old standing tree. So I really think there's a lot of fish in all stages here. And if fish were still spawning, I don't think you'd see a whole lot eating a walking bait, because a walking bait is just a faster topwater. Usually it's more poppers and frogs that catch them during the spawn. And also, that tree out there is in like 15 feet of water. So during the spawn, you're not going to see a whole lot of fish out there. And I've got a feeling if he keeps flipping his jig towards those deeper trees, he's going to find a few fish. That's just the feeling I get. We're gonna have a good time today. And I'm gonna take full advantage of the conditions we have. Like if we've got wind and cloud cover, the water's 73, I'm gonna throw topwater as long as I can. I wanna catch them on other stuff. I wanna flip a jig. I wanna maybe throw a drop shot around. But if I can, the conditions allow, I'm gonna throw topwater. Is that the best move to make? Like, is that the best lure possible? Maybe not. But I would assume it's not bad, considering I already caught one. Problem is the wind is blowing right at my nose, which is causing me to veer side to side. Smack. Smack it a smack it a smack. One thing I'm definitely doing wrong, I think, is I'm casting too high up on the flat of the grass. So I need to focus my cast a little more on the edge, I believe. Which is probably out there, is my guess. I got Morgan Wallen stuck in my head. Man, the grass is growing all the way out here. My gosh. And one kind of sneaky tip for you guys is if you want to catch the biggest bass on topwater, throw the topwater deeper than you think is possible to draw a fish out of. Especially walking baits and ploppers. Yes, I'd love to parallel the bank and throw it next to laydowns and the edge of grass. But if it's not a frog and it's not cover oriented, you can catch the biggest bass by throwing it like further off the edge than you would normally feel comfortable doing. And man, with how windy it is, I honestly kind of want to throw a patroller. We got the full-size patroller now, the 120. And I'm not having trouble walking this thing, but it's not the easiest. I feel like if they're aggressive, they'll come up to eat that thing. It is so hard to work a walking bait from a seated position. My wrist is not used to going like sideways. I like to go down with it. And the sitting position doesn't allow that. Wonder if he's caught any more. He probably has. Hey, if you're watching this video right now and you're not subscribed to the channel, which is probably the vast majority of you guys, first of all, welcome. My goal is to help you guys catch more fish, become better anglers, and of course have a good time watching. But my main goal is to get you off YouTube, to go test these things out for yourself and go have a good time. But I assume some of y'all are watching this as you're doing the laundry, emptying the dishwasher, driving to work. And if you're driving to work, stop watching the screen, just listen. Listen to the sounds of your boy fishing. We don't want no distracted drivers. I don't want to hear that you got a ticket because you're watching my videos. Actually, that would be a funny story. I wouldn't pay your ticket, but I would enjoy hearing that as much as it would be sad for you. But you were so committed to the bit. Okay, you know what? It's a little windier than I thought. Oh, and Justin either has one or has a stick.
Yep, here we go. Oh. No, that was definitely a fish. What am I hooked up on? Dadgummit. He ran me up under a log or something. Oh, this thing is not coming free.
He's got a stick. Looks like he's stuck. He says he's stuck on a log. Does not surprise me. There's quite a few logs out here. This lake has a good mixture of aquatic vegetation and deep timber. And you know what? I'm gonna be honest. I'm a bit disappointed so far in the topwater production. Like now, I'm sitting here in my kayak and I'm now seeing how shallow I'm actually fishing. Now the grass might not be that shallow, but the bottom might not be, but the grass is reaching high. So I probably need to find wherever the edge is and focus on that area, which if I'm looking at my live scope, it's 30 feet that way. So kind of making casts out here is a better area. And you know what? If you heard me say the word live scope and you're about to click off this video, I'm probably not going to scope a single fish today. I'm just using it to tell me where the grass edge is, so I don't make 50 worthless casts in a row towards an area that just doesn't have any fish, or it doesn't have the potential to have fish, I should say. I wouldn't be surprised if I see a fish on live scope and I throw to it and it eats, but for the most part, I just use this thing to pan around and look and, oh, there's a stump over there. I didn't know about that stump. And that to me doesn't take away the mystery of fishing. Not even in the slightest. But you know what does take away my happiness is I haven't caught a bass in a few minutes. I wonder if it's just this side, or maybe I need to go with the wind. Because the deal is, I think I got that bite where there was oh God, that's funny. My walking bait was literally, I'm gonna let it sit there. I got a bite as it was sitting there. That's wild. That's how you can tell these fish are not super aggressive yet, is you'll get bites when your bait is just sitting totally stationary. Although with the wind moving, it's actually, I guess it's not technically stationary. The wind is moving the bait a little bit. It's just not being, twitched. But as I told you guys, right when I got to the edge of the grass, like the edge, well, actually I can't see it anymore, so it's definitely dropped off. I still have grass underneath me, but it's not nearly as tall as it was, and that's where I got a bite. And the deeper that drop is, the harder it is to pull fish on topwater from the depths to come up and eat it. My favorite place to throw a walking bait is like a shallow grass flat that has shallow edges. So it drops from, the edge of the grass in 6 inches of water down to the bottom where it's bare in 2 to 3. That's my favorite area to throw topwater because it's shallow enough that fish can actually hear it, come up and find it, but not too shallow where they would have trouble calling that area their home. If it's a grass edge in 6 inches and it drops to a foot, I mean, of course you can catch them there, but that's kind of my sweet spot. The 2 to 5 feet of water is my sweet spot, and I'm in 10 feet right now, so definitely a little deeper than I'd like. And I'm gonna hop to the other side. Not sure how I'm vibing with this side right here. As always, I have all of my bait, gear, tackle linked in the video description, and those are all affiliate links. And so if y'all could shop for your tackle using those links, that would help my channel continue to grow. It would help me be able to keep making a living doing this, and it costs you nothing. So if you shop at Tackle Warehouse and you're gonna make a cart, you're gonna order something, go ahead and click my link before you do so. And do that every time, man, that'd be great. Every time you buy tackle, give that link a click. You ain't even gotta buy what's on the link. That link just gets you in the door. I think we're having a better grass edge right here. Problem is, it's windy, it's cloudy, the fish can't see really well. Fish cannot see what's going on around here. Yeah, I'm not jiving. I'm not jiving with this. I think I gotta find me some shallower water and a better edge. So I'm gonna poke all the way up. There's a grass point that I really want to check out up here. And I'm gonna pan around as I as I look just to see what I can learn about the body of water. I'm not even looking for fish. I'm just panning as I learn, and I'm kind of seeing the channel comes up through here. There's a nice edge right there. Nice edge. Any fish? No hay pescados. Aquí. No pescados. But I do like this other edge up here too. It is just so windy. Like, the wind's a lot more ripping than I thought it would be. It seems as if this lake is very much the same direction as the wind we have today. But I just have a feeling there's fish to be caught up this direction. So I'm gonna really hit the high percentage spots. Like, I see a point over here. There's a point that's got some cattails. What the heck? What in the heck and heck? I wonder if, oh, hey, oh, I missed him. I missed him. I wonder if Justin's caught any.
If that is not a fish, I don't know what is. Yep, fish. Oh, yeah. That's 2 on the board for the Slayer. Tyler's up there still talking. Hadn't caught jack squat. Oh yeah, freaking choked it. Number dose. I'm telling you. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, that's a nice one. Oh my gosh, yes, yes, yes. No! No! Oh, oh my gosh. No. What happened? Oh no. Oh no. Dude, you've got to be kidding me. What the heck?
Maybe he lost one, or he lost his rod? I don't know. Hope y'all are enjoying the Justin cam. He's a very powerful man, native and bona fide. He makes all the decisions, or some of the decisions. But really, he just hangs out with his dogs. That's all he does. And I'm making casts right now at some really shallow water that are around these cattails, just to see if there's bass up there. Maybe still spawning or fry guarding, but I got nothing. So I'm gonna cast over this point here. And again, I hope I remember all the drone shots of these places. I'll do my best. Whoa, 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 that was crazy. That was crazy. That fish came out of nowhere and absolutely sharked it. That was fun. Get in here, buddy. Oh, I'm gonna get hooked. I'm gonna get hooked so bad if I grab this fish by the mouth. I'm just gonna flip him in and grab him by the pressure points. Hey, got us one, baby. All right, so there are fish shallower than I had expected, but there's not a whole lot of grass there. It's kind of an open sand spot. So that could be part of the deal as well, is that that fish was using the point of those cattails as an ambush spot. And so if there was a lot more grass there, he might not have been there. Very cool, that was fun. Hopefully that camera back here captured that bite. That was fun. Fish was aggressive. But just like so many fish in Texas during this time of the year, man, they are skinny. They are skinny because they just spawned. They are tired. They ain't had nothing to eat in a while. And so they might be aggressive, but they're not very healthy. But they'll get there. They'll get their money up. That was cool. That was cool. Although actually, now that I get up to this point, is it a sandy spot? No, it's not. Well, I don't think so. Either way, it's a grass edge or a clump. Something the fish could use as an ambush point. Super fun. And I'm pretty sure as we get up to this northern area here, it's just a big grass flat. Maybe with a channel in the middle. But the farther north, really the farther north you get on a lot of bodies of water, the more river and marshy-like it becomes. Usually, I mean, it's kind of common knowledge, but on you know, big bodies of water, the north is the rivers and the marshes, and south is clear water and the dam, at least as far as like man-made reservoirs go. And this one is no different. Even though it's a private lake, it still sets up the exact same. And we got some grass on my prop. Come on now. That's the one problem with so many of these Texas lakes is there's a lot of grass. A lot of grass in them, which requires me to be a little more cautious about how I paddle. But this is uncut. Come on now. And there wasn't even that much grass. It was just it's just a little bit, just a wee bit. But it wraps in a circle and does not allow you to go nowhere. Oh, and the sun's poking out. Okay. Sun is poking, baby. Oh gosh, did I just suck it in again? We're good. We're good. So sun is poking out. I don't think it'll be here for long though. I still see plenty of clouds. And I should catch one there, right on the edge of another point. But it looks like, from what I can see, this little area over here, kind of shallow, kind of dirty. I think it's dirty at least. I'm gonna go investigate. Investigation station. But yeah, we got a really shallow, dirty pocket. And that could be due to multiple things. Could be the wind had gassed in there and it stirred up the bottom. Could just be a muddier area, so any wind at all stirs up the whole ecosystem. Or C, it could just be so shallow that I'm seeing the bottom and it's not even dirty, but I think it is dirty. Matter of fact, I think I see a mud line right here, so I'm gonna make a long cast with the walking bait along this here mud line. And as I got up to the north side of this lake here, or I guess south side actually, I just realized that my wife and I, when we were dating, filmed a video here in kayaks. I'll put some footage on the screen right now. And she caught her personal best, or what was then her personal best bass, right over here, on this tree over here. So I had, honestly, I make so many videos, I had forgotten about that video and where we filmed it until I saw those trees. And it brought back some fond memories. Some fond memories it did. Come on now. Come on now, fish. I'm fishing a perfect little edge. There's just, you might be wondering why I'm not going to the bank over there. There's just not enough water up there. It looks like it clears up and maybe deepens up here. Oh man. This is what happens to a walking bait when you have wind. Your braid catches the hooks, especially if you let it sit there or do big long pops with it. Tell you what though, it feels weird to not have a GoPro on my chest, to just have one behind and one in front. Kind of like it, honestly. I just keep feeling like I should use my hands to convey what I'm talking about to to the chesty, and it's not there. Also, my head is really itchy. I haven't shampooed my hair in a while, and that's probably why. Probably why. We are north. I say north. We are due toward the wind of all the wind, so it's a lot less windy up here. If I see some fish, or not see some fish, if I find an area that's got some fish shallow, I've got a little shallow water fish slayer on my spinning rod behind me that I wanted to test out. I just got to find an area that has some fish. And now I'm all the way up here to an area that possibly somebody else owns, not the same property owner. Come on, give me an explosion, please. Can you just explode on it? Please. Please, 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 pretty please. I was gonna say I scared something. Oh, I scared a big old bass. Yes. Wow. He was a lot shallower than I had thought one would be. So that's good to know. They're shallow as well. But he's shallow in really like clean water. I'm not sure if he'd be way back in that same pocket I just passed up. Okay. Gosh. And the walking bait is just such a precarious lure to hook a fish on, because I feel like I can so easily get hooked. And as a matter of fact, I probably shouldn't even be doing this with my hands. Got him. And one more hook. Got him. Thank you, buddy. That is a pretty one. He's got some turquoise in him. Super cool. And that, I mean, I scared that fish when my bait landed, and he was way up there. Way up in the shallowest of waters. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go up there and see what kind of water I'm dealing with up here. Okay, it's just shallow sand mixed with grass. That's all it is. Which means I could probably throw a frog in this kind of stuff and get bit, but just for efficiency's sake, I'm gonna focus on the outside. And I've also seen the fish chase down my lures, so it's not like I have to land it, you know, exactly where they live. I can afford to make casts close to them, and they're gonna come chase it down and find it, which is a telltale sign that they are done spawning. If they're on the bed, they're not really in the mood to chase something down and come eat it. But if they're post-spawn, they will. Especially them fry garters guarding the newly hatched bass. If you can find a angry fry garter and make a long cast at him, that's how you can get yourself a good chunky bass. And man, I kind of want to fish over this fence. Like, I'm sure this fence is here for a reason, but come on now. Looks like a little bass pen. I'll make a cast way into the fence. Oh, I'm gonna catch like a 7-pounder and have to flip him over the grate here. I really wonder why there's a fence here, because there's a wide open hole on that side of it. Oh no, I had a bite. Oh gosh, I've got one. Yeah, goodness gracious, how do I get him over? Flip, yes sir. That was cool, that was fun. Let's get him over to this side here. I can lip him. Oh, not from that angle. Not from that angle. Got him. Oh gosh. Cool. Over the fence, baby. That was a bass straight out of the pen right there. This place is loaded. This place is full of fish. If you haven't checked out private water fishing and you live in the Dallas, I say Dallas, if you live in Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Missouri, and you want to be a part of a club that has just some awesome lakes, man, this is the place. There are so many good lakes that are a part of this that in the grand scheme, oh, thank you, buddy. In the grand scheme of things, do not cost that much to fish. People spend thousands to go to public lakes and live scope around for giants, and man, you could just pay a little bit of money and have a fun time. So, choice is yours. If you're trying to get somebody into bass fishing, I mean, yeah, you can give them a wacky worm on a pressured lake, but might be tough. In my opinion, this is a lot of fun. Yes, sir. Man, this place is loaded. Man, this place is loaded. Come on now. They are eating the walking bait today too. Yes. Oh, wow. Oh, sorry, buddy. And we got our first, like, really healthy fish. And I keep doing this where I get so much, I bring in so much line that I can't flip them in. There we go. Y'all gotta check this bass out. This is 1,000% a different strain of bass. The genetics on this fish are definitely different than the ones I've caught thus far. And it's not just that he's eating better. Once I hold this fish out to the camera, y'all will see what I'm talking about. Come on now. Walking bait just gets them. If you're trying to cover water and have it be a little slower than a patroller or a plopper style or buzz bait, walking bait's the way to go. But look at the proportions. I mean, like, that right there is a fatso. That's probably one of the ones that private water fishing stocked recently in here, because the genetics on that fish are just different build. He built Diffie. But I'm having fun. Hope y'all are having fun. Subscribe if you are. And you know what? If you're not having fun, I would encourage you to find something that makes you have fun. You know, if it's not my videos, if it's not bass fishing content, that's fine. Don't expect it to be. But if you do like fishing, you're welcome here on the channel. So glad to have you around. Now I'm gonna make another cast on the side of this here fence, because it's really the only piece of consistent cover up here. There's grass, of course, but if you're looking at like a wall or an ambush point, this is the only one. And this seems like the kind of place there'd be multiple fish. Yep, I knew it. I knew it. He bit it and didn't come back for it. So I'm gonna whip out a new bait that I've been conjuring up in my mind for a while, and that is the new mock schooler. It's a little soft plastic jerkbait. We're gonna make a bigger one eventually, but this is the small version, and it's got a blade. I put a little flashy swimmer blade on it, and I'm really gonna test out at some point, you know, the difference between a soft plastic jerkbait that has a blade and one that doesn't, and see if that blade is a way to get some extra bites. Oh, my drag was way too loose. Come on now. I'm trying to test my drag over here, and the wind is doing funny things with my line. There we go. And honestly, I expected to get a bite there. So kind of shocking to me that I didn't catch one. I tested out this blade on the caffeine shad in a 100 Ponds episode a while back, and I'm not gonna say it's the reason I caught a fish, but it was definitely something I tried, and I caught one with it on. So I want to see what this looks like. What does this look like in the water? Oh dang, that looks kind of juicy, and the blade actually helps it fall in the water column. Definitely gives me more casting distance as well. It kind of acts as the weight for this bait. I'm gonna retrieve it kind of fast, almost like the Topwater was. All right, I'll come back to this, I will give this a better try. But for now, For now, back to the topwater. I want to catch more fish. I can test out lures later. Comment below if you've ever put a blade on your soft plastic jerkbait. I mean, it's a common thing to do on soft plastic swim baits. Matter of fact, I've got one rigged up back there it's called a flashy swimmer. But I want to know if it's effective on the back of a weightless fluke style bait. Because I think it would be. It's just the idea I have. All right. Let's get out from this fence area. Any channel up here? Not much. I mean, a small channel, but we are really to grass flatland. There we go. There we go. Come on now, baby. And this is the area that just fan casting around, not even being smart with it, is going to land us some fish. And we have another chunky one. And man, it seems like all the small ones are the new genetics. So that's good to see. I just hope they grow bigger than this. Maybe this is like the second year class of these fish. Heck yeah. Thanks, buddy. They look like, honestly, they look like Camelot Bell, which is if you're not from Texas, it's a southern strain of bass that are really thick and healthy and kind of genetically modified. Justin's calling me. Yes, sir. What's up?
Hey, hope I'm not interrupting.
Oh, you're good.
I got a stud over here. You want to come get some content real quick?
How big?
Oh, yeah. Stay down. Stay down. That's her. That's her. That's her. And my reel's messing up. My reel's messing up. Oh, my gosh. What's wrong with my reel? Dude, what the heck? Oh, my gosh. There we go. That's it. That's it. That's it. Come here, baby. Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh, let's freaking go, bro. Oh my gosh. Oh, yes. She came back to eat. Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm sure you saw on the Justin cam that I just found out about, he caught a big one. So we're gonna make our way down there. He wants to do some social media magic. And since y'all are viewers of the channel here, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Sometimes, for marketing purposes, you hold somebody else's fish. Because I'm one of the faces of Native Kayaks, and so if they need a photo of one of their influencers, and I hadn't caught one yet, not that I wasn't going to, but guess what? He's got a big one, and so that's how the world works. You ever seen your favorite pro angler swinging a fish, spraying the camera with the fish out of the water? They didn't catch that fish. No. And they sure as heck didn't catch that fish just then. They caught that fish hours before, they stuck the hook back in the fish, and then they flipped it up in there. They probably didn't even catch it on the lure that they're taking a picture with. So, welcome to how marketing works. Slightly deceptive, I guess, but I mean, like, it's not really. I'm not claiming to have caught it, but I'm holding it for the release and getting a video of the big fish. So we'll do a quick cut and get on down to Big Fish Justin. If you don't tell nobody, I won't tell nobody. Beautiful. All right, what you need? Oh crap! Well, oh God.
I was like, shoot, I didn't get a picture with it.
Oh no! I tried to grab her, but she was gonzo. Well, after a little bit of social media magic, talking about the kayak and releasing the fish that I didn't catch, we're back up here to the north. I keep saying north. We're on the south side, technically. And the good thing is, in that time it took me to do some social media work for Native, the cloud cover didn't leave. The wind did grow stronger, so even all the way up here, we have a decent amount of wind to deal with. But like I mentioned, this whole area up here doesn't really have, I mean, a tiny bit of a drop, but the channel has kind of dissipated. And now it's just a big old grass flat that's in the perfect depth for what I like, at least. Now, I don't think I'm gonna catch any giants up here. He caught that 6-pounder, we're guessing, didn't have a scale, but on the deepest, nastiest tree in the whole lake, which makes sense that the biggest fish would call that home. So I'm not ruling out big old 6-pounders way up here, but man, if they're already post-spawn, they're already getting into summertime patterns, they're gonna be closer to the main lake. So I've got a shoreline area, unless he's fishing it, which I don't see him anymore, so he probably is. Then I could probably catch them because it's closer to deep water. How about way up there? Calmest water we got. There he is. There we go. Just had to get in some more open water. The fish are not really around the edges of the snodgrass. Gonna burn it in here. Oh gosh, he flung some grass in my eye. Ah, yuck. Thank you, friend. I feel the grass in my eye right now. Please don't hook me while I'm partially blind. Ah. Oh, and I see a little area right up here that I'm gonna catch some at. Just give me a second. Let me cook, and I'll be right back. There we go. There we go. Oh, he hooked himself again. That's on you, buddy. Oh, I keep forgetting to do the ice cream scoop. Dang. I promise y'all, I didn't forget about it. I just haven't. Actually, you know what? I did forget about it. I haven't done the whole ice cream scoop thing in a while. Next bass, that is an ice cream scoop bass, a single scoop. I'll do the whole scoop on him. Oh, goodness. The wind is even gassing up here. Whoa. Whoa. Yellow. That was crazy. They're just out here in the open. That's fun. And if it was not cloudy, but windy in these conditions here, you know, the water clarity, the grass. Oh yes, there we go. Oh, I knew there'd be fish up here. I just knew it. Yes, sir. A grass flat on the north end in the spring. Yeah, I thought so. Oh, and that's actually a much nicer fish than I thought. Bring it in here. Bring it in. Beautiful. Skinny though. This fish does not have the same genetics as some of the other ones I've been catching, but still fun nonetheless. I just want to catch some bigger ones. I got to put some bigger fish on the scale for my Fishing Chaos tournament. If y'all fish online tournaments, I'm sure you know about Fishing Chaos. I'm running an online tournament all year long, giving away tons of prizes, tons of rods and reels and baits for all the monthly winners. So I will leave that down below, and you're going to see me submit a fish here in a second. I say here in a second. In this video, I'll catch a big one and I'll submit it to the tournament. But there are fish up here. And if I wasn't throwing topwater, as I got interrupted there, I'd be throwing a vibrating jig. Probably not a lipless crankbait. Oh my gosh, there's so many bass up here. I got another bite. They're loaded. They are loaded. I'd be throwing the flashy swimmer. I'd be throwing lipless crankbait. Probably my two options for this, how shallow this grass is. Lipless is gonna really, really catch this stuff, and a hybrid hunter is gonna be a little too grabby as well. Doesn't do as good around snotty grass. But I'm gonna catch one on this cast right here. I have very little doubts, but now that I'm getting closer to the boat, my doubts are growing. Well, dang. There's just a junk ton of fish up here. How about over here by the fence, huh? I'm realizing how important this angle is now that I'm topwater fishing. Never quite thought of it before until now. And yeah, as I stand up, it's pretty much just a shallow flat of grass up in this area. And I wish it was a little deeper. I had a channel going back there, because there's a whole creek going back there. I'm just not sure, again, how deep it is. We got a lot of cows around here on this property. A lot of moo cows. As I called it as a kid, I called them all moo cows. And these fish were loaded, but I must have exposed them, and now they're hiding. I want to get a cast way up there. Again, I have no idea how shallow it is. It's probably about the same as what we're dealing with here. You know, 3 feet deep, but the grass comes all the way up to 6 inches below the surface. Gosh, dang it. The bite was so subtle, and I barely set the hook on him. Oh no, my braid. My gosh dang braided line. Done did that thing it does. All right, let's catch him this time. Nice and slow as my follow-up cast. Nothing on the follow-up cast, so now I'm going to use a follow-up lure. Wish I had a Texas rigged Ocho, but this will have to do. Give the mock schooler a try again with the blade. I've made a whole video talking about why follow-up baits are really, really crucial when you're topwater fishing. And so I'll leave, if I can remember, I'll leave that video down below in the description, or you can just search Tyler's Reel Fishing topwater follow-up or something, or topwater tip. And I think it's got a red and white spook as the thumbnail, pretty sure. There's one. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As soon as it hit the water. Yes, that's fun. On the dang schooler, yeah. And now we're back to the good genetics. Now we're back to the good genetics. Get up in here, I think. Well, he's kind of skinny. Yeah, yeah. And I can't help but think that the blade had something to do with this fish eating. I mean, yeah, I catch a lot of fish on weightless soft plastics on the fall. That's nothing new, but it's got a blade on it. So as it's falling, it's got some action to it. Some flash, something a little bit cool. And if you're curious how I'm rigging this, I've just got a little 2/0 wide gap hook to the schooler, and then the blade, so basically I'll rig the nose of the bait first, I'll slide the owner flashy replacement blade, and then I'll hook my bait. So the blade is free swinging underneath. And stays on pretty well. Have not lost one yet, even in my testing of that pond the other day. 2 casts in a row. Gosh. I guess when you find a spot that they're loaded in, this can be a great way to rob the bank. Oh, what a nice fish. Nice one. Goodness. Chunky, healthy one. Come on now. Yes, sir. Look at that thing. Whoa. That bass is so fat. He's gonna weigh 2 pounds, and he's all of like 14.5 inches. That's a real healthy fish. I mean, look at that thing. Super cool. Thanks, buddy. All right, 2 casts in a row on the mock schooler. Little soft plastic jerk bait we made. If you like soft plastic jerk baits, you'll like this one. So I'll have it linked below. It is a finessey version though. So it's a spinning rod only bait for now. But as soon as we get a larger size extension, it'll be such a good bait caster bait as well. But if you're a live scoper and you like to shake the minnow, it's also a fantastic bait for mid-strolling and hover strolling. But I'm just having fun casting it out there over a grass flat, giving it some twitches. That blade is pulsating as I'm twitching it. And I can't help but think that got those 2 fish to bite. I'll also leave the blade down below if you want to build your own version of this. Gosh, we're catching some dang bass today. So again, if you're not subscribed, I hope I've proven by now the worthiness of the subscribe today. And even though I talked about liking to fish the grass edge, when it comes to a soft plastic jerkbait, a grass flat is a really, really good place to fish one. I mean, if fish are cruising in and around an area, it's got holes in the flat. Yeah, you can throw a lot of different baits, but especially a soft plastic weightless or belly weighted jerkbait. Primo technique to catch some bass. But I think we've exhausted most of the fish in this area. I'm realizing now that the place I caught probably 4 right here, 2 on the schooler and 2 on Topwater, is actually deeper. It's like there's a ridge back here where it gets shallower, and it's shallower on this point, but it's deeper right here. And so this is definitely a good area to make longer casts to in the future. And I could probably even come back here later on today, and this kind of area would be an area that reloads with some fish. And that cow is peeing like a racehorse. Like a cow horse, peeing right in the water. Hey, I'm fishing here. Inconsiderate heifer. Not thinking about me, huh? Although we don't think much about them either. I'm sure that one's gonna be in the grocery store soon. Well, I'm having fun. Hope y'all are having fun. And my scalp itches. I need to wash my hair. Need to wash my hair. Feel like in all the uncuts, grass. All the uncuts we do life updates. So first life update, we had a kid. Hopefully y'all saw that. If you didn't, we have a little baby boy named Brooks. He's 3 months old. He's cute as can be. And so that's fun. And just kind of learning to be a parent, learning to be a YouTuber and a parent. It's every stage of life, marriage, dating, engagement, marriage, and now having a kid and moving and all that kind of stuff. I've kind of had to relearn how to be a YouTuber per se. And so just kind of in the middle of that phase again, but really grateful that you guys are watching the channel. You provide a living for my family and I, so thank you for that. Thank you. And then I'm gonna power pull down here so I can fish this flat a little more effectively. What else going on? Oh, I had a bite. Just like I thought, I need to power pull, make casts away from the ridge to the open water flat. Talking about life updates. Still traveling on tour with Alton Jones Jr., having a blast. If you don't subscribe to his channel, it's Alton Jr. Fishing, and I film and edit all of his content on the Major League Fishing Tour. So we have a blast together. I learn a lot from that guy. So if you wonder where I get all these good tips from and how I'm so knowledgeable at my age, which I'm older, I'm 27, it's from that guy. I learned so much from currently the #2 angler on the planet that I travel with. So that's been a ton of fun. We had Redcrest at the Bassmaster Classic, 2 awesome events. Loved meeting so many of you guys there. The Make the Time Bible study was awesome. We packed Chick-fil-A again and really had a cool few minutes together opening God's Word and looking over a cool topic that I'm probably going to preach on more. It's about how the lake is not your church. And so I'll leave it at that. If that piqued your interest, go to my channel and go to live streams or lives, and you can see where I did a live stream from that Chick-fil-A. And I'll be doing one next year at the Classic in Fort Worth. So if you are a Dallas-Fort Worth area person and you want to come hang out, either just come meet me at the expo It'll be, I think it's end of March, beginning of March in Fort Worth. Or you just want to come to Chick-fil-A and hang out and open God's Word together, you are invited. So I'm excited about that. That'll be next March 2025. 2025, my goodness. How time has flown. There we go. There we go. Yes, sir. And that, I mean, that is the benefit of having the micro anchor, is that with a touch of a button, I am anchored down. Don't have to throw the anchor out, mess with the rope, and I can make casts back towards good, productive areas. And I'd like to just lose you right here because you're not hooked very well. Well, he's not getting off. Just a little wee 2-pounder, maybe not even 2, pound and a half. And you know what? Oh, I would do ice cream, but he's got sores right where I would do the ice cream scoop. So we're gonna pass on that for now. A few more casts out here in the open. There's just so many fish in here. This is fun. Somebody's gonna have to keep track of how many fish I catch in this video, because I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea. And my hook is caught again. Hook is caught on my line. So that's about it for the life updates. We're loving our little baby boy. So thank you all for supporting the channel. Trying to give him the best life we can. But we know it's up to the Lord, not up to us. Work hard like it depends on me, and trust God because it depends on him. That's kind of my quote about this whole work for yourself thing. Where should I cast now? I'll make one cast out that way as I power pull up. I lost my other remote that I had stuck down to the boat. Somehow it flew out on the highway. So big time bummer there. Oh gosh, another one. Another one. Is it any bigger? That's the question. Is it any bigger? No, it's not. But he's got it T-boned. He's got it T-boned. Actually, you know what? It is a little bit bigger. That is a bona fide 2-pounder. And once again, I brought my line up too much. That's a healthy fish, man. Super cool. Ooh, I'm gonna get hooked. I'm gonna get hooked again. Heck yeah. Thank you, buddy. Skaploosh. And I'm just gonna drift, man. Honestly, if I drift down this bank, casting towards like medium to shallow water, probably gonna catch a bunch of fish. I mean, you know what? I probably should have kept track today. One of y'all is gonna keep track, I have a feeling. Because I'm catching a lot of fish. A lot of them pescados, as they say. Ooh, eat it again. Eat it again. Come on. Come on. He didn't want it. Oh, and I don't have my dang follow-up bait, but I have a swim bait. And this will have to do. That will have to do. Nah. It's too shallow for this swim bait. I didn't have it rigged up right. There we go. Come on. Give me that fish that just bit. Gosh, there he was. There he was. That was fun. Except the fact that I didn't catch him. He was right here. He was right here. Right next to the bank. Didn't catch him though. He's a tricky little guy. I gotta get my caffeine shad, my schooler rigged up again as my follow-up bait. And I also gotta get out of here. My pedal drive is gonna be so bogged down because I've drugged myself through the sludge. So yeah, I'm gonna take a second here and recoup myself. First, I'm gonna get my paddle. Get myself out of the thicky nasty. Great. Then I'm gonna I'm gonna, ooh, I have another rod back here. Wow, I totally forgot about that rod. Open up my drive. I'm just guessing. I have lots of, come on, it's so hard to get this drive out. Oh yeah, it's gunked up. It is gunked up. There we go. Great. And now it's back to, ooh, I also got to clear my live scope transducer. Yeah. Again, I really wish somebody would make a quick disconnect cable. It's like a waterproof connection for live scope, so I could actually disconnect it. Because I don't always want to have scope on my boat. All right, we got to get ourselves a little schooler here. There it is. And I hate this black box. The old Yak Attack black box is not very easy to work with. All right, we got ourselves a new schooler. Let's go ahead and rig this bad boy up. In order to rig it up, you got to take the blade off. Then once you rig the nose, then you put the blade back on, and then you rig the softy plastic. There we go. All right. And we're back in the biz with this bait as we drift. I'm gonna go ahead and pull us down again, and the nose is gonna swing the exact direction I'd like it to. Let's see. I'm having fun. Lots of it. Oodles and goodles of fun. Like I said, I'm the Titan X kayak today from Native. It is just, it's the most stable, for a 10.5 foot kayak, like I've got so much room in this thing to move around. The seat swivels, which is a game changer. It's awesome. So I'll have a link below. Real happy to partner with Native going forward. I've been with the whole Bonafide Native family for a long time, but they wanted me in the Native, and so I wasn't gonna, say no. And another big sponsor on the channel that has been with me for a few years is Blue Storm. And they make some of the most cool, of course, coolest designs, but also most reliable PFDs out there. So they've got the auto inflate ones like I wear here that have the canister, and you can also pull to inflate. And they've all, oh goodness, there's a big one. At least it's bigger than they have been. No, he's not even that big. Dang. The way that he ate and was fighting, I thought he was a giant. He's a nice one though. And like I said, they auto inflate, but they also got regular foam PFDs, and they're just a cool company that believes in what I do, and I'm a huge proponent of safety out on the water. So if you ever catch me not wearing my life jacket in the kayak, shame on me, but I try to wear it all the time. And that right there is, oh, that was a scoop and a half right there. A very escapey scoop and a half. But Blue Storm has a discount code that y'all can use because it's a premium product. It's a very, very well made life jacket, both the auto inflates and the regular foam ones. And they got them for kids, they've got them for dogs. There's all kinds of colors and shapes and sizes. And this is the Cryptek Camo collaboration. So show me another life jacket that looks this cool and is Coast Guard certified. And I believe they're also Coast Guard certified even if they're not on your body, like just having them in your boat, at least in Texas. They're Coast Guard certified. So if you're in the market for a life jacket, or somebody in your family is getting into kayak fishing, or just you're an older guy who wants to be safer on the boat, get yourself a Blue Storm, because I'm partial to the company because they sponsor me, but I know the people there. I've had lunch with them. I've been with them. They're great people. So the code I think is TRF10. TRF? I don't know. I'll have it down here on the screen. Oh, I think it was probably on the screen. Enough talk. Catch a fish. What a bomb cast. If they're up shallow, I'm catching one there. I've got a video coming out pretty soon talking about why this combo here is my favorite all-around topwater combo. So like if I'm kayak fishing, this is the combo you're gonna see almost all the time. 7.3 medium heavy Mach 2, and you'll see why in that video. I don't want to spoil it now, but the video will be like one rod for all top waters or something like that. And it's pretty cool. I talk about all the top waters you can throw on this rod. I talk about why I choose this length and this action, why it fits all top waters at least decently well. And as you can see today, I have no idea how many fish I've caught using it, but a decent amount. And I'm fishing it too fast again. I'm getting excited. All right, power pull up. I'm gonna get down there a little farther before I pull down again. See if I can land it in the tree. Nope, close. Right next to it, but not in the middle. Yeah, that's the tree that my wife, then girlfriend, hooked her kayak up to and caught some fish. And I'm just gonna drift as I fish. And if I get a bite, I'll power pull down. You know, growing up in bass fishing, I always heard anglers talk about, oh, you know, the fish need the bait coming downstream because that just makes sense because the bait fish and stuff wouldn't swim upstream. I'm not quite sure where I land on that anymore because I've seen a lot of bait fish swimming upstream and upwind. So maybe you got to figure out what the bass in your body of water are like on a certain day. But like I bring that up because I'm power pulling and then casting downwind. And I don't really think it matters, to be honest. Especially on a body of water like this when there's just a lot of bass. And so I'm working my way back down here. Pretty sure this is kind of the same sort of stuff. Little flat, slowly gets deeper and then eventually has the edge out there. And it's just a game of cover and water at this point. Not so sure if there's going to be fish besides like a little openings that we had back there. Not sure if there's going to be a whole lot grouped up. One thing's for sure, I don't think they're up on this flat. They've been up on other flats, but if they're hungry and aggressive and I just made 10 casts over here without a bite, I don't think there's a whole lot of pescados here. So let me turn the kayak here. It's one of the quickest ways to turn a big heavy kayak is by pushing your rod in the water. Come on, big boy. I can't believe I haven't caught one on this flat. This is crazy. Crazy. I catch them on other flats. I caught them on flats out there. Now, that flat was a little deeper, if I'm being honest. Dang wind. Come on now. Am I power pulled down? No, I'm not. Okay. I'm gonna make a cast. Gosh, if I can clear my bait here, make a cast out deeper. The deeper side of the flat. Also get myself out of the flat a little bit. I didn't even check bass forecast today. I should have checked. I guess I'm catching enough fish. I pretty much well know if it's post-spawn and it's cloudy summertime, getting there, post-spawn, there's gonna be fish eating a topwater. Like, that's just a given. Should be, at least. And I'm gonna catch one on this point. I should, at least. Wind-blown point. I see some either shallow sand or shallow grass. What? Nothing? Dang. Crazy. It's pretty bonkers. Pretty bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. Make one cast over toward this tree over here. Nothing. Nothing and nada. Make another cast over this point while I make my way over it. How about a little short roll cast? How about on the outside, deeper end of this point? Nothing. Son of a gun, man. You know what though? I don't quite believe that. I don't quite believe that at all. I'm gonna power pull down. Power pull down, and I'm gonna rig up the rod that I've had sitting down here on my right side for a while. Because I feel like it's primed to catch one, which is a jig. A jig of jigs. The jig of jig and Lord of Lords. Gonna have to check my line though. I feel like this rod got all beat up somehow. We're good. Little 1/2 ounce jig. Gonna have to get myself a craw. Dang it. Keep doing that. All right. Open up the little Evolution tackle bag. Find ourselves a mock craw in the right colorway, which do I even have one? Yes. Green pumpkin gold. One of the best colors out there in my humble opinion. Green pumpkin gold. Okay. And then I'm gonna put this back. Actually, I'm gonna leave the trailers out, because I feel like if they're biting a jig, I'm gonna have to get a new trailer at some point. Yeah, I'll just leave that out too. And I'm gonna do something a little bit sneaky with this. I'm testing out. If you all saw the recent Kayak Uncut, you know that I'm testing out some new product that I'm not sure if works or not. Some scent type stuff. I just don't know, man. I'm giving it a try though. Giving it a college try. And here it is. Dun-dun-dun, bait pop. There's bait pop and there's thump gel. And I was supposed to meet the thump gel guys at the Classic, and they never got me any. That's probably my fault. I just didn't go to their booth. But we're trying this here. I guess I gotta put some on there and then I gotta rub it with my fingers maybe. And they say it's a live sonar intensifier, but I could really care less about that. My live scope, especially on the boat, is good enough. I don't need to see my lure better. I just wanna see if the fish attractant it's got in it catches more fish. Causes them to maybe hold on a bit longer. So, this is not an endorsement. This is just I'm trying this out. And I don't even know if this grass edge is harsh enough to throw a jig, to be honest. No, it's probably not. Catching a decent amount of grass here. see what scope is showing. I mean, I see a nice drop right back here. But if I catch a whole bunch of grass on every cast, I'll save the jig for a later time. Yeah. I need a cleaner edge. Yeah. Too much grass. I want to be able to rip it out, Minnesota style. And I'm also thinking that it's ripping all the bait pop off. So I'm not sure how effective it's actually being. I need one more rod holder. Gosh darn it. That's what I need. And I don't have one. Big bummer. Okay. Back to the walking bait. We just have ideal conditions. Yes, I would love to have the weather change and I've got to adjust, catch them on something different, but what a blessing it is to have a fun day where everything lines up to catch them on my favorite lure ever, the walking bait. What a gorgeous cast too, right in the middle of a tree, and I got nothing? Dang. Oh, looks like Justin's got one. Let's check out the Justin cam.
Yes, sir. Oh, I love it. Stay on top of the water, baby. Nice. Little dinks on the side all day long on Topwater now. Little dinker.
Well, good job, Justin, catching him a bass. I'd like to know what he's throwing. You guys know what he's throwing. I have no idea. And we've probably jumped to Justin cam more than I know about. However I edited this video, y'all see it. What a fun place. If y'all, like I said, this is so close to Dallas. It's got so many bass. It's just an easy, fun time. Sharpen your hook set skills, learn how to fish a new lure, gain some confidence. I don't see any negatives to a place like this. I do though see that there's more fish up there than there are down here. Even on the edge, I'm seeing more fish, or I'm not seeing. I caught more fish way up there than I have even just a little bit down. So I think we're gonna lose quantity, which again makes sense. A lot of shallow fish, a lot of small fish stay shallow, even through the post spawn. There's one. Gosh, right on the end of my cast, I gotta reel all the way in. Really fast to get his attention and then slow. Hopefully he's in the area. Gosh. I just want to catch a 6-pounder. Just big ol' flush. Flushed it. That goes to show there are probably fish to catch out there. So realistically, I could power pull down every 30 yards and fish for 15 minutes and work my way all the way down. And that would be the most effective way to cover water. And honestly, probably the way to catch the biggest fish. Probably. Is just fish slow, cover water meticulously. You might just get the aggressive small ones if you fish really fast. But I think if we work our way down and fish around those trees that Justin caught one out of, I think that's probably, and down by the dam, it's probably a good way to catch a 4+ pounder. I also wonder if, like, yeah, the cloud cover is still here, but the topwater bite, because the fish are used to not being this active this time of day. Maybe the topwater bite kind of dies. I hope not, and history would tell me that's not the case. But I do want to see if I can find that grass edge out here. It looks like there's a hole there. Yeah, there's 100% a deep hole there that I did not know about. Off of that point that I just fished, there's a deep hole. It gets to like 15 feet out there. And then it rises up right here again. So I'm gonna spend a little bit of time fishing this open area. That again, I wouldn't know about if it wasn't for scope. I'm not scoping, I'm not looking at a fish. I'm just finding a good, deeper area. And I'm gonna kind of pitch the jig around. I wanna catch one on the jig. I wanna catch one on the jig. Definitely gotta work on my sitting down hook set. Maybe this will be a good chance to work on that. Oh, Justin's got another one. Or no, he doesn't. Yes, he does.
You know what this most reminds me of? Oh, I just had a hit. And my drag's not set. Oh, yes, dude. Come on. Oh, he's covered in grass. Oh, no, that's fun. That's really fun right there.
Does not look like a large one. I just want to start getting on a jig bite. The jig bite in Minnesota is so fun in the summer. Gosh, I love it. You're just flipping in there, hop the jig, donk, and it's, yeah, 4-pound largie. Gosh, that's fun. So much fun. All right, we'll get on a jig bite. They're not on that little drop. Usually with a jig area, you know pretty quick. Like they give you a bite pretty quick if there's a gaggle of fish in the area. Come on now. Thank you. Where's that grass edge? Right over here. I've caught so many fish at this point, I just want to catch a big one. I could care less about little 1-pounders. Give me 3 pluses, please. Which may require not throwing a topwater. And I'm okay with that. I've come to grips that the bigger ones might not be topwater eaters today. I want them to be, but don't think they are. Well, I'm gonna make a long cast. I'm gonna stand up, make a long cast to an area that he hasn't gotten to yet. I'm gonna spool myself. There we go, what a cast. There's no way I don't catch one. No way. Around some sticks and some grass on the edge. What? What? Gosh dang, son. I did collect some grass, but I don't think that's the reason why I didn't catch one. Just don't think they wanted to eat. I tell you what, I'd love to get on some schooling fish. I have not been to a body of water where the fish actively school on bait fish out in like open water in probably like 3+ years. Like I would love to experience that again. Doesn't even have to be bass. Could be stripers, could be white bass, could be saltwater fish. I'd love to get on some schooling tuna or whatever other big species. Jack crevalles, giant trevally. Giant trevallies in Australia. Good old giant trevallies. Had to make another cast up there at that stick. Nothing. Nothing going. Nothing going over here. Is there a drop anywhere in this grass? I think there's a cut somewhere. I'm just kind of losing my mojo for the topwater. Okay, as I say that, I get a bite. I gotta say stuff like that more often. Man, this bait stinks. Make a follow-up cast. I did not even hook that fish. He totally missed, so it's possible he eats it again. Also not. Possible he doesn't. Zing! Gosh, I think it's a big one. Yes, it's a nice one. It's a nice one. And he's swimming at me. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's big. No, it's not. Dang it. It's just the same size as the rest of them. Maybe like half a pound bigger. Half a pound bigger, but not a big one. They look so big when he bites. Ah, he's smaller. Gosh darn it. He's a little rinky dink. Not even close to the size we want. He just exploded so hard. And then started rolling, and I was like, oh, big head shakes. Nope. Just a little guy. Just a wee dude. Got him pliers. It's one thing I'm trying to get better at is using pliers to get fish off. After hooking myself 2 years ago, I have a new perspective on life. You still going back here? Heck yeah, let's go. We're catching the snot out of some of these fish, let me tell you. Just had to get in a good area. If I got 2 bites right there, I should probably fish. I could probably find the edge here that I'm catching these, or getting these bites on, and fish a jig around. You know what? That's what I'm gonna do. Because I wanna catch them on a jig. I should put this down for a second. Grab the jig. Find myself the weed edge, which is, well, there really isn't a weed edge, except for like behind me. I have a weed edge over here. Definitely a weed edge. There's one. Oh, grass. It was grass, but that's healthier grass. That's one thing I'm seeing with this jig here is the grass is healthier. And that's what I need if I'm gonna be fishing a jig. I just gotta get myself farther out in the open. That totally felt like a fish though. Very much felt like a fish. But alas, it was just some weeds.
I'm digging this little walking bait.
Oh, they're chewing the walking bait today. They're chewing it. What?
It's been fun over here in the grass.
Oh, I know. We got some grass out there. I just don't like the angle that I'm at. I can't seem to get parallel with the wind. Just floating perpendicular. You know what? I'm gonna reverse myself so I can drift through these trees as I fish down to the dam. Because y'all have seen enough fish catches on Topwater. Y'all have seen enough of that. I bet you're ready to see something a little different, a little more fun, a little more hook set. Feel the bite and set the hook. I'm just gonna have to spin around. Like the wind will not let me turn. You think the wind would turn your nose one direction, but it does not. And it looks like Justin's been throwing the walking bait, so obviously we've figured out what they're biting on. All right. Found a nice grass edge over here, I think. I think the creek channel runs where these trees are up this side, because it's a big grass flat over there. It's a hard grass edge right over here. So I think we're about to catch some on the jig, boys and girls at home. Boys and girls and folks at home. Seeing some bluegills, which is exactly what you want to see in this kind of area. All you need is short little pitches. You do not need long casts. There's one. Yes, sir. Told you. Told you don't need long casts. Heck yeah. Got one on the jig, baby. Right when I got to a deeper, steeper grass edge. Goodness. Outcast tackle. Oh, almost stole my claw. Stealth fighter jig, my favorite little grass jig. It's a tungsten premium jig. I love this thing. It's awesome. And I see a good patch in front of me. I got to get a new crawl. Get me a new crawl. They're right here. I'm gonna have to pedal to get back to that area I just missed one at. And I'm not gonna put scent on this one. See if it takes me a while to get a bite. If that's the case, maybe the scent is the deal. Although, you know what? Why am I doing that? I'm just gonna scent it every time, because if I want to believe that it works, I should just help myself by putting it on. By putting on some of that chartreuse, whatever this scent is. Maybe this is just bait fish or something. Nice and on the claws and on the skirt. Rub it on my pants. I'm gonna have sparkly chartreuse pants. All right, give it a flip out there as I turn my kayak. Back upwind. I really have no idea how far I just drifted from where I was. But if you find the good clumps and you find the good edges and you flip a jig over there, they have a hard time not saying yes to it. Trust me from experience. I have done this a time or two. Let me make sure my microphone is still going strong. Heck yeah, brother. This can be a good long uncut. Hopefully y'all are enjoying the process. And I feel like we have some rain coming. I feel like a mist is upon us, which is not ideal. I don't want to get rained out. But I also have not checked the radar. There's the edge out there. What you think, Sasquatch? Yeah, it is fun out here. Oh, good. So, testimonial. Would you be a member of private water fishing? Yeah, absolutely, he says. Heck yeah. There's a fish underneath my kayak. Yeah. There's lakes like this all around the state. We have 100 of them. It is pretty fun. I went to a lake with my camera guy in the pre-spawn, like end of January. We caught a 946 and a 962 or something. Oh, are we doing some content? What do we need, big boy? We're gonna do some talking to the camera, everybody. So I don't know if I'll leave this in the uncut or if we'll cut it out, but we're about to make some more social media magic. There we go. And see folks, check this out. Check this out.
Oh, he's sending it.
Not many kayaks you can do this in. Now I gotta be careful getting back down. I could just kind of monkey y'all, you know, monkey y'all around this thing. Oh gosh. I didn't fall out. Yeah, we were out filming the ending to the rigging of this video, of this kayak. And my camera guy Taylor is out in that one, just kind of fishing around. And he has to rescue a guy who flips his little $300 kayak. And I saw the guy later walking down the road like to get his truck, and he was not meant for that kayak at all. He lost his phone, lost everything. Flipping a jig next to the tree. Sorry for the few cuts there, folks. Just had a few things going on, social media wise, but now we're back. We are in the middle now of the tree forest. So you see on the drone shot, again, I hope I get drone shots of all this stuff, that there's lots of trees, but there's also more trees down there on the bottom, kind of in that old creek channel that you can't even see. So this whole area is just kind of a really good area to fish. Just because you can't see a tree doesn't mean you shouldn't cast in that area. And so I'm just dragging the jig around, pointing my scope to find out where the best place to make a cast is, but I'm not even seeing any dots down there. Maybe that's a fish, I don't know. I'm just kind of poking. I'm live poking. My wrist is kind of getting sore. I think it's from that sitting down hook set that I just did, if I'm being honest. If I'm being honest, you're first and my last name. We'll just sound better together. Probably always will. Like a cup of coffee and something. I think I have a bass in front of my kayak. Pretty sure there's a bass. Unless that's bait. Nope. That is bait. That is bait pop. I'm not sure how many bass are out here, to be honest. I know Justin caught a big one, but just judging where the fish are in the spawn process and how many I caught up shallow, I don't think I'm going to catch a whole lot out deep here. So I'm just going to make a few casts at these trees, but I really need to get back to the grass edge, to be honest. Need to get back to the edge. Don't get stuck. No. Oh, I got stuck. I got stuck on a tree with my jig. Got it. Got it back. Scope around. Do I see anything juicy? Not much. There's a fish right here. Is he gonna eat? No. Did not. He's a crappie anyways, I feel. Feel like he's a cropper. Oh dang. I thought I made a cast towards this tree that had a fish on it, but I was way off. Oh, is that a fish? Is that fish out there that I see on my live poke? If they are, I'm gonna catch one right here. They're not. It's just the tree that I'm seeing. I want to go find, there's got to be a grass edge on this side over here. I'm going to go find it. I'm sick of live scoping around. I want to catch a fish. But of course, as I look for said grass line, I will also be looking for them fish, them bass. Is there something there? Yeah, there is. Right behind the dang boat. There's a dang fish. I don't even know where he went. That's the problem with scoping around. Is I get so in tune, I get so distracted by what's going on the screen that I lose track of what's going on around me. I'm just trying to see if there's any fish out here in the deepest water. It's almost 20 feet deep out there. Not a whole lot yet. Eventually there will be. Eventually a deep diving crankbait, a Carolina rig out here will smash. But not yet. The fish are not quite there yet. Pouring your heart into a song that you ain't gonna sing. It's a match made up in heaven, like good old boys and me and me. As long as you're live scoping. Seen some crappie, some bluegill, some bait fish. Not a whole lot of bass, not a whole lot of weed edge. I think I had a good jig bite on this lake with a giveaway trip winner. I think it was May. So that was a whole nother month that these fish had the grass had to grow up. And we were fishing a pretty steep grass edge. Wasn't none of this sloping junk. It was pretty steep. There's a decent grass edge here. I bet y'all are sick of me saying the word grass edge. I'm sick of it too. I just want to catch one. This is probably the longest time span that I've been quiet during this whole video. Just kind of enjoying it out here. Just enjoying the world. Come on, fish. Where you at, big boys? Or should I say, big girls? Big nasty bass. Where you at? What? Where you at? I found a good grass edge. I mean, y'all can see it from that angle probably. I mean, that's one of the best grass edges I've found. Got some bait out there, some small fish. I'm just more interested in, oh, that's a fish. Is it? Well, no, grass. Oh, I have a feeling that was not just grass. Oh, it is. I see the grass higher up in my line as I hop my jig on the bottom. Yeah, I had a stalk of grass on me. That's funny. I could see that. I just really figured as I drifted here, there'd be more fish. But I mean, it's totally possible that they're just now post spawn. So yeah, an early an early summertime fish moved out there to that tree, but I didn't catch any more out there. I'm not really catching them on the weed edge here where I feel like I should. So it's possible they're still up shallow, cruising and roaming. So wouldn't color me surprised if that's the case. Man, it's impossible to get the tail of my kayak. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, that camera back there died. So, let's go ahead and do a cut here to get new camera. And we're back. Back again. Guess who's back? Cast my jig. Whew, this topwater is very precariously sitting where my ankle is. All right, let's gosh darn catch one on a jig. I need to slack line him. I need to slack line one, brother. A kayak that's hard, but I want to do it. I give him the old slack liner. I want to give them such a slack line, they got a flat line. You know what I'm saying? Put that on a t-shirt. Slack line till they flat line. It's just, you can't tell me that with how many fish I've caught in here, there's not more out on these edges. But maybe they're too deep for now. Maybe they're too deep. I just want to feel my line go tick, and then it goes slack, and then I slack line them. That's what I'd like from all the boys and girls in this lake. I can't believe that there's not more just out here in the middle. I could have caught a lot more fish by now if I just covered the bank with a walking bait. That's not what I'm feeling like doing. Feeling like catching one on a jig. There's gotta be one that wants to eat my cricket. Gosh dang it. We caught a lot on the dam the last time I fished out here with the jig, and it was in May, but I'm close. I'm gonna go give it a shot. I can already tell the water clarity down here isn't as good as it is in other spots of the lake because of the wind, on account of the wind. Oh, that plus. $20 feet deep out here. Yeah, it's 20 feet deep out here. Gabagool. Get the gabagool. Any bass want to eat out here? There's some. Is that a bass or is that a crappie? Gives me major crappie vibes. Them marks do. Them marks do not give me bass vibes. Matter of fact, there's no way those are bass. Yeah. They're not bass. Those are crappies. Those are sac-a-lait, as the Louisianans call it. Sac-a-lait. Some specks. I got me a mess full of specks. Goodness, the wind loves to blow the back of this kayak, doesn't it? And I feel some mist. There's mist a brewing. Yeah, I think this is kind of a fool's errand, to be honest. I think I'm trying to force a bite that was here last year later on. I'm trying to force it now, and I don't think that's the wise move to make. Don't think they're gonna really be jig eaters today. If I fish some really good grass edges and got one fish, and that's it. Well, hold up. Gosh. Had to stand up to give him the slack. All right, well, there was a bite there. Good to see. Let's see what we got. Give me that thump, baby. Give me that thump. Come on. Dang. Okay, well, that's 2 bites. I count that as a bite, even though I didn't confirm that it actually was a fish. I'll count that. But we are down here by the dam now, and you for sure can't see on the drone shot, but there's a lot of deep grass. The edge is in like 15 feet. So definitely offshore fishing per se. I'm not fishing the bank. I'm close to the bank, but I'm not fishing the bank. Well, I think I see some out here on a stick. So I'm about to scope me one. Pretty sure I'm about to scope me one. Not the best cast, to be fair. Not the best cast at all. It's a fool's errand out here. It's all bluegill. That's all it is. All bluegill all the time. I don't even see a bass. That's all bluegill right there. Which is odd that the bluegill are not up shallow spawning. It's where they should be. We're kind of in between the phase where the bass have spawned and then the bluegill spawn. All right, they're not eating out deep, so enough of that. Enough tomfoolery in that department. I also gotta scooch my chair up a little bit because every time that I push my pedals to kind of like readjust my butt, I end up scooching the chair back. So I gotta tighten those suckers. There we go. There we go. Gonna fish this deep edge just for a second, just flipping around. See if I get one, and if not, we're gonna have to go back to the walking bait to get us our last few fish. It's been a dang fun uncut though, not gonna lie. One of the more fun ones that I've filmed in a long time. Caught a heck of a lot of fish today. No complaints here. All right, enough is enough with the dang jig. It's not doing it for me, man. I wish it would. I wish it would have done it for me, but not today. And that's okay by me, because they're gonna bite the walking bait if I give it a few more minutes. So let's head back on over to that bank that I didn't fish, that Justin probably fished, but I'm not sure if he had tied the walking bait on when he fished this, so. Making my way downtown. I'll probably see something to scope as I'm on the way, on the way over there. Usually how it works when you give up on a technique, you then see something immediately that you should try with that technique over again. Yep, there's some dang fish. I knew it. I knew that I'd see something. I didn't even know these trees were out here. Didn't even know. I'm falling right on him. You gonna eat it? Gosh, one of them ate it on the way down. He's not very big, but see that right there is the reason I have scope. The biggest reason, because you can see fish and just have a good time. Now, am I using that all the time? No. But as I was driving to a bank over there, it's like, oh dang, I see one. Heck yeah, I'm gonna go catch a fish. And I called him a shot, and I caught one. And I don't really care what your thoughts are on this whole deal, because I like to reel them in. So am I gonna become somebody who just chases these fish out here all the time? Heck no. No, I wanna have more fun than that. I wanna set the hook more than that. But you'd be dumb to think that I'm not gonna know what's down there. Give myself a few extra fish catches and have more fun in life. Like, come on. Come on. Let a brother have more fun. And that's it. That's all she wrote, basically. Maybe I'll catch one more on the tree. Yep, there's one. Yes, sir. I saw that one come off the tree. You big? Are you big? Bigger. Bigger. Let's go. Get in here, buddy. Gosh, why are you not fighting that hard? All right, now, cool. Now you tear my face apart. Let's go. Yes. Stealth fighter to the face. And this is a nice one. This is a nice long fish. I should put this one towards my Fishing Chaos tournament. I'm gonna put the rod up front here. Let me grab my catch board. Stick it here. Stick it here, son. You hear? And of course, these are all length-based tournaments. Lay the fish down. Oh, and he's got like a funny lip to him that makes him longer. So he's a 17 and, oh, flip the camera. Whatever he is, I'll look at the measurement later. 17 and change. Skinny, long tournament fish. That's what I'm talking about. And now that we caught one, and we're having a good time, what's better than that? You know what I'm saying? What is better than that? What is better than that? All right, I'm gonna go back to that tree. I didn't even see that fish on that tree. He just kind of came out and smoked it in the column. And we're gonna get back to throwing topwater in the mystery of it all to water that I don't know where the fish are here in a second, but I just gotta have some fun for a sec, all right? Sue me. Sue me because I wanna have fun. Sue me because I like having fun. And I think that's all she wrote. I just made another cast by the tree and didn't have one come smoke it, so. Probably done in this area. Look around for some more trees. There's a tree over there. Looks like a fish. It doesn't look like a big one though, that's the problem. But I'm falling on him. I think he's coming for it. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. That's the fun part about this. So I caught a few bonus Jonas fish that I never would have caught. And I'm proud to say that because I'm having fun. Having a blast. And if you're not having a blast, what are you doing? All right. Unless I see more as I'm paddling, that'll be it there. Any pescados there? No. No pescados. Thank you, Jake, for giving me some fun fish catching action. I appreciate you a lot. And it got me a fish for my tournament. So how about that? Come on now. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's not good. Oh, no. That's not good at all. We have a mega predicament on our hands here. Dang, how the junk did this happen? I got caught and then I wrapped the whole kit and caboodle around. Okay, there we go. All right, we're back. A few more fish catching, everybody. You know what, let's check in on Justin Cam.
Oh yeah, there he is. There he is. Do not. There's a spare treble, and that better not be going to my thumb. Oof.
Where are you, fishies? Why can't I find you? Why have you gone away? Got a bite. Why won't you bite my chrome sexy dog? Dang it. That was it. I feel like it was a big one, but I don't think it was. He just ate it pretty voraciously. Dress changes who. They just be missing this thing. If they were in like a schooling mindset, they would all come back for this thing, but it seems that if they miss it, they're gone. Oh hey, you know what? We've been not doing comment challenges. Dang. So we're getting all the way to the end of this video to do our comment challenge. And comment challenge today is you know, I feel like I've done this one. And I'm gonna do it again. What's the biggest bass you've ever caught on a topwater? And also, I'm gonna say also lost on a topwater. So you can give a cool story about a giant bass you caught on a topwater, but also if you've lost a bigger one, I wanna hear the story. So comment that down below. I'd love to hear y'all's stories. The topwater stories. I'll share my story. My biggest topwater bass ever that I lost. Yeah. I'll go with the biggest one I've caught. Biggest one I've ever caught was on my personal best for a long time. It's in the 100 Ponds intro, and it's 9.85. Caught it at the Pine Cove Christian Camp Pond. That was, I mean, it was like professionally managed for bass back in the day, and then they let it go. So it eventually divulged into just small fish and giant fish, as ponds tend to do when they're not managed well. And that was probably not even the biggest bass in there, to be honest. One of my campers that summer in my cabin had one hooked that I think was like 12, 13 pounds. It was huge. And so that's the biggest bass I've caught on Topwater. Biggest one I've lost was in Florida. I was with a buddy of mine, Hunter Hanks. He's a content guy on the professional fishing tours. He shoots for Ranger and Rapala and various companies. And him and I were just going out for 2 hours in the evening. It was Lake Panisofsky, if that's how you pronounce it, in Central Florida. And I was throwing this exact bait right here, a sexy dog. And I mean, the Florida sunset bite is some of the most fun ever. I mean, those fish just turn on around sunset. And I hooked one that was for sure over 10. I mean, it could have been 11, 12. It was ginormous. And it dogged me. And I was throwing a frog all day, so I set the hook like it was a frog, but it was a walking bait. And so I hooked it too hard, probably bent some of the hooks out there. And then in the fight, it just must have, bent the final straw there, and it pulled off. And that was definitely my biggest topwater fish I've ever lost, which is a bummer. You hate to lose them on topwater, but that's one of the easiest ways to lose them, because they're not hooked by much sometimes. Even though you got 3 treble hooks, seems like the biggest ones always get the back treble. So that's my story, but I want to hear yours. And I want to catch one more measly fish. I think that even though we have cloud cover, the sun is higher, and these fish are just not as active shallow. They were really chewing there for a little while, but they're not quite chewing anymore. Come on now. Finish off the video. Can't believe that I can't just catch one more little old rat. Just come eat it. That's how you can tell the bite's really slowed. The weather looks similar, but it's much brighter. The fish have changed. If I'm not getting hardly any bites at all on my walking bait. I'm tempted to make like this my last cast on this thing. Go back to the trees, try to catch her on a jig. I don't know, man. I don't know. Okay, topwater's donezo. These fish are not feeling it anymore, but I mean, look at that. Look at the rash from the hooks on that bait. That is a sexy dog that has caught 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a gajillion bass. And that's fun. We're gonna lock the jig in our hands for a few minutes here. Fish this weed edge, fish those trees, fish down by Justin, and then we'll call it a day. Yes, sir. I had to stand up to make sure I got the hook set in that bad boy. First cast back to some deep trees. We got us one on the stealth. Thank you, my friend, for biting the jig. Gosh, nothing like a jig bite. And you're probably like, Tyler, why do you keep standing up? I'm just not confident yet with a jig hook set on a kayak. I hope to get there, but I need to kind of stand up and give them the business, as we say here on the channel. And if you're new to the channel and you're not sure about the whole give them the business thing, you'll learn soon. I got something coming for you guys. If you're big fans of give them the business, I got something coming I think you guys are gonna like. So stay tuned for that. We got a, maybe it's a shirt. I don't know. It could be. Could be a shirt. Oh, uh-oh. Okay, there's a kayak hook set. How about that? Oh, well, see, I lost him. See, that doesn't happen when I stand up. When I give him a nice bank fishing or bass boat hook set, I don't lose those fish. So maybe I need to fish. Yeah, well, it's not a That was not a fish, that was a stick. Maybe I need to fish more heavy action rods if I'm gonna kayak fish with a jig. Wonder if that could increase the hookup ratio there. Either way, happy I caught some fish. Happy y'all watched. We'll see you guys back on the bank. 'Cause I'm gonna be honest, the first time launching this thing in the water went fantastic, and I thought, how am I gonna get the kayak back on the trailer and then pull it out? And I guess it's heavy enough that it actually didn't slide at all. Now Justin got his on shore, so we're gonna have to hand load that. But hey, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that subscribe button. If you wanna see my previous kayak uncut and one of my favorite uncuts, I will leave them up here in the corner. I will leave, of course, all my tackle, the kayak I was in, everything down in the video description. You have a good time today? That was a question.
Oh, you're talking to me? Yes, had a blast.
He was in his own little world over there. Yeah, we had a good time fishing a jig, fishing a topwater, nothing like it. So if y'all want to see more kayak uncuts, let me know down in the video description. If you want to see more river stuff, you want to see more lake stuff, whatever you want to see, I want to hear from you. My name is Tyler. As always, it's a pleasure, and we'll see you guys next time right here on TRF.